Gardening can be so scary. What? What is this big ass caterpillar doing in my Chinese cabinet? I've been gardening for 10 years now, and I am not ashamed to say this. Gardening can be overwhelming sometimes, if not most times. I mean, I love gardening. I'm passionate about gardening. My whole life revolves around gardening. That's why it is called my plant life. Some days I feel overwhelmed because the work never ends. And sometimes I don't even know where to begin because there's just so much to do. And I still make a lot of mistakes. I still lose plants. There is always something to do. Seedlings to transplant, soil preparation, pest control, packing orders, and the list goes on. But here is what I've learned. Everything is a process. You just have to trust it. Gardening isn't about perfection. It's about growth, patience, and finding joy in every step of the journey. It's the work that feels like play. My journey started with a struggling pepper plant that needed rescuing. I didn't know it then, but that tiny plant was the beginning of something much bigger, something that would help me through depression and anxiety. Every day I spent nurturing that plant was a reminder that growth takes time, that healing isn't instant. And over the years, I've expanded my garden, planting yam in sack bags, growing plantains, growing all my herbs and vegetables, and growing about 80% of everything I eat. But you want to know the truth, it wasn't always easy. Sometimes the never-ending task felt overwhelming, yet through every challenge, I learned patience. There's a time to sow and a time to reap. And one of the biggest lessons gardening has taught me is everything has its season, both in the soil and in life. One thing gardeners don't mention is how overwhelming gardening can be. The work never really stops. You're always busy with something, transplanting seedlings, preparing soil, managing pests, or even packing orders if you sell what you grow. But let me share what keeps me going and growing. Understanding that every task is part of a larger process. Every moment of effort adds up, even if the results aren't immediate. You learn to trust that the seeds you plant today will eventually bear fruit. First of all, look at the soil that we prepared the other day. It's just full of life. What? I love how it looks. I also started learning how to nurture foreign plants in my native land and climate. Plants that weren't naturally meant to thrive here. And it took patience, research, and a lot of trial and error to get it right. I also learned how to save foreign seeds, ensuring that each plant had a future in my garden. Every small success was a reminder that with enough care, anything can adapt and grow just like we can. Gardening has also taught me something deeper about life itself, how to be patient through the lows and truly appreciate the highs. Nature has its own pace, and sometimes the best thing you can do is slow down and move with it. Even after 10 years, I'm still learning. Gardening is a constant teacher. And I've made mistakes, of course. Sometimes I've over-fertilized, and sometimes I've misjudged the right time to water. But every lesson has brought me closer to understanding the rhythm of nature. The biggest lesson would be patience, knowing when to sow and when to reap. And it isn't just about gardening, it's about life. Sometimes you need to wait for the right season, and sometimes you just have to trust that growth is happening, even if you can't see it yet. One of the most beautiful gifts gardening has given me is the joy of sharing my produce. Growing my own food has made me realize how much happiness comes from giving. I've shared huge harvests with friends, family, and even strangers, and every time I do that, it fills me with gratitude. Funny enough, I never seem to lack food. Maybe it's because I'm always happy to give, and in return, abundance finds its way back to me. There is something special about sharing something you've grown with your own hands. It connects you to others in a meaningful way. Every time I share, I feel more connected, not just to my garden, but to the people around me. After 10 years, the biggest lessons I've learned is that gardening reflects life itself. There will be moments of growth, times of waiting, and seasons of abundance. It's okay to feel overwhelmed. It's part of the journey. Whether I'm nurturing foreign plants in my native land or learning how to save seeds for the next season, every effort brings me closer to understanding nature's rhythm. I can confidently say one thing for sure: gardening is more than just growing food. It's about growth in every sense. The lessons I've learned in this garden apply to life itself. I've learned patience. There is a time to sow and a time to reap. I've learned resilience, how to adapt and nurture foreign plants in a land where they are not meant to thrive. I've also enjoyed the joy of giving, how sharing my harvest fills me with gratitude and abundance. But most importantly, I've learned that gardening, like life, is a journey. There will be moments of struggles, times of waiting, and seasons of abundance. And that's okay, because the key is to keep going, to trust the process, and to find joy in the work, even when it feels endless. Can you relate to this video? Let me know in the comments. What has gardening taught you? What else have you gained apart from food, from gardening? Share in the comment section and let's keep growing together. Let me also know in the comments if you enjoyed watching this video. And thank you for watching. I will see you in my next video. Bye. Gardening can be so scary. What is this big ass caterpillar doing in my Chinese cabbage? What? This is so huge. So I'm just gonna find something to bring it out. I've seen this pepper on the floor because it's just planted next to my pepper. Woo! Oh my god. Mm. Oh, wow. Oh my god. This is so healthy. Healthy from eating my plants. Mm. Just come down here.